Okay, I am going to go ahead and finish the events that we have on our story map for Geronimo, Stilton, Heromice, the invisible thief. So we are on event number 3. Event number 2 does not help solve the problem, but it is important information to know if we are going to understand event number 3. And event number 3 is important for helping to solve the problem. Event number 3 and number 4 are going to go together because I want to write 2 sentences. So the Heromice kids, we did not put them up here in the characters, but these are the kids that help make inventions that will help the Heromice. The Heromice kids invent a camera that can make invisible things turn visible. So let's take a look here at how we have this prefix. In is a prefix which means not visible. Visible means something that we can see with our eyes. So if it's not possible to see it with our eyes, it is invisible. So the Heromice kids invented this camera that can make invisible things turn visible. And here is where this becomes really helpful to them. The invisible camera shows the Heromice that the invisible thief is their friend. It shows them who it is. So the invisible I can't remember if this is called the invisible camera or the invisibility camera. The problem with calling it the invisible camera is then it sounds like the camera is invisible, and the camera is not invisible. Let's take a quick look at what the story calls the camera. Okay. All right, so we're going to go so let's take a look here at our story. This is where the kids, Electron and Proton, are telling the Heromice about this device or contraption that they have invented. And so here they talk about it. Actually, Tess Technopause invented it. And she calls it an invisible camera. Well, that's a little confusing, isn't it? Because it sounds like the camera is invisible. However, that's what they call it, so we're right. Okay. So they make an invisible, it makes invisible things turn visible. So the invisible camera shows the Heromice that the invisible thief is their friend. Professor, this is his name, so I have a capital P and a capital G, Griffmouse, period. And we see here what he looks like. Right here, that's Jack Griffmouse. All right, so they're going to go to his house. Okay. So the invisible camera shows the Heromice that the invisible thief is their friend, Professor Griffmouse. The reason we have a comma here is because their friend and Professor Griffmouse are the same person. We are just saying the name of their friend after. So we could say that the invisible thief is Professor Griffmouse, or the invisible thief is their friend. So this answers is this and is this. These two things are the same. So we put a comma here. All right, now they know who the invisible thief is. That's actually solving part 1 of or part 2 of the problem, but we still are missing the diamonds. So they need to talk to Professor Griffmouse, right? So the Heromice go to Griffmouse's house. Heromice go to, that's his name, and then the house belongs to him, so I have apostrophe S. House, and what happens there? They discover a secret laboratory, do you remember, in the invisibility machine. So let's make a compound sentence, comma, and, okay, so here comes the second sentence in the compound sentence. Here's number 1, and here comes number 2. They discover his secret laboratory you could call it just a laboratory, and the invisibility machine. Remember the CH says ch, k, sh. In this word, it's sound number 3, sh, machine. All right, number 6. So now they have to figure out what's going on here. They need to get part of their solution, right? So the Heromice learn, what do they learn from Griffmouse? They learn that Griffmouse needs the diamonds to fix his machine so that he can become visible again. So actually he has a pretty good reason. The Heromice want to help him, right? The Heromice learn that Griffmouse needs the diamonds to fix his machine so that he can become visible again. right, we are almost to the end, but enter the sewer rats. Right, here's the real bad guys. You know, we thought that the thief, the invisible thief, was going to be the bad guy. And it's true, stealing is not good, but it's the thief is their friend and he's doing it for a good reason. But here's the real bad guys, because they want to get the invisibility machine for themselves. Now this is the name of their group, so we will have a capital S and a capital R. The sewer rats try to steal. Remember, E-A is E-F-A, that's sound number 1. Try to steal. Now the name of the machine is the invisibility machine, so we will give that a capital I. I probably should have capitalized that here and here, right? The invisibility machine but the Heromice stop them. Okay, now you can see that I actually did leave, I left a lot of things out here. I didn't explain how the invisibility machine got broken the first time. I didn't explain how the sewer rats came in with the sludge-mobile from the sewer into the lab with the pink laughing gas and stole the invisibility machine. I didn't explain how the Heromice stopped them. So a lot of the funny details that make the story so entertaining and funny, I did not include those. I really just stuck with, I wanted to make it as short as possible. Just, and this is a pretty long chapter book. So how can I make it really short and just get the most important events that explain how we go from this problem to this solution? So now it makes sense that I say the sewer rats get away, but Griff Mouse returns the diamonds and apologizes. And we could put at the very end kind of a conclusion. The conclusion is sometimes a sentence that comes after the solution, just at the very end of the story. And sometimes, so right here, I'll put a conclusion. Sometimes we can begin this with, as you can see. The mystery is solved. And everyone is visible, right? I didn't explain that even Geronimo became invisible for a little bit near the end. As you can see, the mystery is solved and everyone is visible again. Sometimes with the solution, we put here in the end. And then that would be a little t. And sometimes for the problem, we might say in the beginning. So a good introduction, which I don't know that I have room for up here at the top, but a good introduction We'll give the name of the story plus maybe a main character, maybe something about a setting, maybe something about how there's a mystery to be solved. It kind of introduces the story, but it does not give away the problem, right? So for the introduction, I'm going to call that the intro. We could say, in the story, I have to write small because I just have a little space here. In the story, the invisible thief, comma. I put a comma before this and after this because I'm telling the name of the story. In the story, the invisible thief, Geronimo, Super Stilton, and the Heromice have a mystery to solve. A mystery is when something happens and we don't know who did it, how they did it, why they did it. We have a lot of questions to answer. Okay, so this is called a summary. A summary. A summary is when we retell the story. We tell it again from the beginning to the middle to the end. We introduce the story. We mention the characters and the name of the story. We explain the problem, the events that help solve the problem, and the solution. And after that, we can bring it to an end, to a conclusion. Okay, so let's read it. In the beginning, I have to start with my introduction. In the story, the invisible thief, Geronimo, Super Stilton, and the Heromice have a mystery to solve. Okay, maybe I will zoom in a little bit on this. Let's see if that will work. Okay. In the story, the invisible thief, Geronimo, Super Stilton, and the Heromice have a mystery to solve. Then we're going to go to the problem. In the beginning, diamonds are being stolen and the thief appears to be invisible. This should be a little d. All right, now we're going to move to the events. The Heromice suspect that the thief will want the star-studded diamond, or gemstone, which Duchess Mousecovia will wear at a ball at the Grand Hotel. So they go there to set a trap. And we know that they are the Heromice. Okay, that's who they are. I'm going to start my events again. The Heromice suspect that the thief will want the star-studded diamond, which Duchess Mousecovia will wear at a ball at the Grand Hotel. So they go there to set a trap. The thief does steal the star-studded diamond, but the Heromice are not able to catch him. Maybe that should be an exclamation point. The Heromice kids invent a camera that can make invisible things turn visible. The invisible camera shows the Heromice that the invisible thief is their friend, Professor Griffmouse. The Heromice go to Griffmouse's house and they discover his secret laboratory and the invisibility machine. The Heromice learn that Mouse needs the diamonds to fix his machine so that he can become visible again. The sewer rats try to steal the invisibility machine, but the Heromice stop them. In the end, the sewer rats get away, but Mouse returns the diamonds and apologizes. He says he's sorry. As you can see, the mystery is solved and everyone is visible again. Now, that is my summary. I think some things I could do to fix it or make it better would be right from, I think from event number 2 to event number 3 is not, it's not very smooth. I don't have a good transition from how I get here to how I get here. Here they're talking, in 1 and 2, they're talking about being at the Grand Hotel and setting a trap, and that the thief gets this diamond. The Heromice do not catch him. But then I don't think it goes very well from here to here. It doesn't really make sense. So I think maybe I need another sentence right here to help me get from number 2 to number 3. You know, maybe something like, even though the Heromice could not catch him, they did get a video of, they did get some video at the hotel. The Heromice kids invented a camera. Well, we have to explain how they had the camera, and then I think they used the camera to maybe look at the video from the hotel. I'm not sure. I think it's a little confusing how we go from number 2 to number 3. So that's one area right here where we could make this paper better. Also, we could add transition words. Transition words are words like first, next, then, after that, finally, and we could put those at the beginning of some events. You know, like we could have here, you know, next, the Heromice go, dot, 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 dot. Here we could put first. So we could add some transition words between the events to help explain how we get from one event to the next event. But this is an example of how we would do our thinking after we're done reading the story to make the story map. This kind of story map right here is what the author had to do before he wrote the story. He had to think of his characters and the setting, the problem. He needed to think about the main events of getting, you know, from the first thing that happens to the last thing that happens, and what the solution is at the end. All right, so that was a fun story to do. That was this story right here. Geronimo, Stilton, Heromice, the Invisible Thief.